When we look at the big picture, we see our world is constantly moving. When we look closer, we see what keeps it moving are cars and trucks and a variety of manufacturing equipment around the globe. When we look even closer, we see what keeps these things moving are even smaller things that make a big difference. So let's get down to the nuts and bolts of what really keeps the world moving. Because this is where we at Denk & Shaw excel. We produce the equipment that literally helps you deliver the nuts and bolts that keep the world moving. The smaller the part, the more precise the equipment needs to be. That's why Denk & Shaw nut and bolt feeders are created with the finest attention to detail. A prime example of this attention to detail is in the manufacturing of our vibratory bowls. At our main manufacturing facility in Aichi, Japan, artisans with years of experience custom make our vibratory bowls. It's this combination of traditional craftsmanship and modern technology that puts Denk & Shaw equipment in a class of its own. Let's take a look. The Denk & Shaw nut feeder is capable of sorting and feeding up to 60 nuts per minute. At the touch of a switch, the precision-made vibratory bowl begins its motion that separates and aligns the nuts. Any upside down or misaligned nut is simply dropped back into the bowl and the process continues. Only when the nuts are perfectly aligned do they move to the next step, the chute track. When the chute track is fully loaded, the vibratory bowl automatically shuts off. Then each perfectly aligned nut is separated and a blast of air shoots the nut through a vinyl tube that has been made to the exact specifications of the nuts you are feeding in order to keep the nuts in continuous alignment. The nuts are then oriented by a nut stopper and fed to the location pin by a mechanically magnetized spindle. This unique Denk & Shaw feature allows for consistent delivery of nuts to the location pin. Perfect alignment, a precise path, and a concentric permanent weld. In a similar way, many of these features apply to the Denk & Shaw bolt feeder as well. The vibratory bowl begins to align the bolts as they travel inside the diagonally mounted chute track. Once again, a vinyl tube made to the exact specifications of your bolts keeps the bolts in alignment as they travel to the spring-loaded chuck jaw, where our unique lower electrode with bolt sensor allows you to concentrically position your bolts. No other bolt feeder manufactured today offers this option. Again, perfect bolt alignment, a continuous precise path, and a concentric permanent weld.
The speed and efficiency of Denk & Shaw feeders make them the ideal choice for high-volume shops.
Operators appreciate the flexibility of Denk & Shaw feeders, which makes them adaptable to almost any setup situation. And they especially appreciate the built-in safety features.
Our customers appreciate the precision welding and fine attention to detail that we can provide with Denk & Shaw feeders.
We currently weld 1,900 nuts an hour. We couldn't do it without our Denk & Shaw nut feeders.
How do we do all of this? With more than 25 years of experience designing our equipment based on your needs. With a passion for putting safety first and protecting the people who work with our equipment every day. Taking care, for example, to ensure that operators are no longer exposed to the electrode pinch point. With a commitment to quality by making our equipment to your exact specifications using the work samples you provide us. With a promise to keep our costs and your costs as low as possible through the efficiency and speed of our equipment. With forward thinking and understanding of your current and future needs by creating equipment that can adapt to any working situation, including robotic applications. And with a continued commitment to you, our customer. When you purchase a Denk & Shaw feeder, you buy more than a piece of equipment. You get an entire team of trained tech support staff standing ready to meet your needs around the country and around the world. Our warehouse can ship most parts to you overnight, and our tech support staff can answer your questions immediately or be at your facility the next day, working with you right on the floor. We offer a variety of accessories for all of your resistance welding jobs, such as spot welders, custom or off-the-shelf electrodes and locating pins, monitoring equipment, welding guns, seam welders, and more. The Dengenshaw name means depth of service, supplies, and support. Whether, like the majority of our customers, you're manufacturing parts for cars and trucks, or as some of our other customers, you're manufacturing parts for appliances, lawnmowers, computer equipment, or any number of other products. We know that small things make a big difference. We know when it comes right down to the nuts and bolts, it's Dengenshaw that keeps the world moving.